you know, we had what will likely be the only presidential debate of the 2024 election cycle. I honestly hope we aren't subjected to another one. Honestly, if I have to watch another one, I'm going to really fear that I will do it with a lot of sharp objects by my side. I mean, the most obvious thing was that just when I did not think that a major TV network could disgrace itself and the field of journalism more than has already been done, ABC said, "Hold my beer and y'all watch this." I have said for years that a presidential debate shouldn't have so-called moderators. You know, those folks who control the questions in the flow of the conversation. Let the candidates ask each other the questions. Instead, we had two pathetic, very biased moderators who did everything they could to be the equivalent of phone a friend to Kamala Harris. I was amazed. They tried to correct Donald Trump, especially on the issue of whether any state allowed late-term or post-term abortion, when in fact it does happen. You know where it happens? In Minnesota, the state led by the Harris choice for Vice President, Tim Walz, where there are no restrictions on abortion. And former Governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, did exactly say that if a baby was born alive during a botched abortion, the doctor would just try to make it comfortable, while the medical staff stood by and allowed the live baby to die. But to be fair, it may not have been President Trump's best night. As someone who supports him, I believed he made the point clearly that the contrast between the America when he was president and the one under Biden and Harris meant that American families couldn't afford groceries and gas. And he forcefully pointed out that she had changed her position on pretty much everything, from fracking to extracting fossil fuels to mandatory gun buybacks to border security and eliminating health insurance and making all of us have government health care. But the moderators, they never pressed her on those issues, and she skillfully deflected repeatedly. And President Trump could have asked her directly the questions that the ABC crew wouldn't ask about what her actual positions were on all the issues that she has flip-flopped on worse than a dolphin at SeaWorld. She was totally untruthful, repeating long debunked lies about Donald Trump, such as his saying there were good people on both sides in Charlottesville. Never said that. Or that he was somehow responsible for the border mess. Or that Project 2025 was his plan, when in fact it never was. But the moderators never fact-checked her, not once. Now, President Trump never lost his cool, but he did spend more time than he should giving some repetitive details on Supreme Court decisions on Roe v. Wade, or maybe not showing a softer side as he did in the Biden debate. And I will begrudgingly give Kamala Harris credit for having very carefully prepared, much like an actress would for a stage play. She memorized her lines and delivered them much better than expected, because we're used to seeing her say ridiculous things and then cackling in an incomprehensible manner. She put out bait like a fishing boat captain chums bloody bait behind a boat while trolling from Arlen. And there were times that President Trump just couldn't help himself, and he took the bait. Now, he had the right answers, but at times he needed to hit the point and just move on. But he didn't appear to have prepared a pithy answer and then dropped the mic, as we know he can do. I'm not sure how many voters were moved one way or another, but the finish by President Trump was perhaps his best moment, when he asked her why, in the 3.5 years that she's been in office, she never did all those things that she claims she would now do. It really was the great reminder that she can't be trusted to do what she says now, because she spent her entire political life saying and doing the opposite. One thing it ought to remind us of: we can't afford to sit this one out. Every vote will matter, and that includes yours.